by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
The French president sets a timeline for rebuilding Notre Dame. I'm Ian Lee in Paris with new details on the campaign to bring this famed cathedral back from the ashes.
I'm Emma Hamilton reporting in Bozeman, where Search and Rescue wants you to be prepared while enjoying the outdoors this spring and summer.
Spring and summer, just ahead at 6:30 on this Wednesday. We'll have Emma's story in a moment. Meantime, our top story this half hour. Fundraising efforts to restore and rebuild the cathedral at Notre Dame has topped $1 billion.
This is incredible. French authorities say that the fire was likely an accident, possibly related to restoration work that is already underway in the centuries-old church. CBS's Ian Lee is in Paris with our latest.
French President Emmanuel Macron is promising to rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral even more beautifully and do it in just 5 years. The damage from Monday's massive fire, however, is extensive. A look inside the 850-year-old church shows the soot-filled sanctuary covered in debris. The roof with its 800-year-old wooden beams is gone, as is the iconic spire. But even though the flames swept over Notre Dame Cathedral so intensely, much of the interior was saved, and most of the priceless artifacts were taken out in time.
So far we know what's saved, and the majority of Notre Dame is saved because Notre Dame is standing.
Notre Dame's two medieval bell towers are still intact, and its stained glass rose windows appear mostly unscathed. It'll at least be another day before that scaffolding is stabilized, so the rubble can start to be cleared away.
As long as the vaults hold, the structure should be okay. But you have all the water and you have all the wood debris that's fallen on top, and they weren't made to carry that weight.
For a second night in a row, thousands of Parisians came together to sing and pray. Yesterday night, we were shocked, this man said. We woke up in a bit of a fog, but we see the hope now. Around the world, there are tributes in solidarity to France, including church bells at Westminster Abbey and the University of Notre Dame. Ian Lee, CBS News, Paris.
Now, most experts believe that the rebuilding of Notre Dame will take at least 2 or 3 times longer than the 5 years that Macron is aiming for. But there may be a reason that he wants to get it done so quickly. In 5 years, in 2024, the year Paris hosts the Summer Olympics. A little deadline there.
One of the donors to help reach that $1 billion, Notre Dame University.
Oh, yeah.
They
Wow.
pitched in $100,000 to do that.
Wow,
So I
that's
think that's
really
cool. Yeah, that's
cool.
their namesake, of course.
I love when people also light up the skyscrapers with the
That's
flag.
it.
That's great.
It could have been far worse, I think,
Yeah,
is the answer that
certainly.
we're learning out of all of that right now. So,
Yeah.
just like our weather, it could be far worse.
Always, especially this time of year.
That's
and
right.
if you wait about 40 minutes, it'll probably
Probably
change again.
That's true, yeah.
37 degrees in Belgrade, 37 in Butte, 30 degrees in West Yellowstone. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day overall. Temperatures near the 50-degree mark, but windy. Temperatures holding near the 50-degree mark today. We'll start to see these temperatures climb late this week. We'll take a look at your complete forecast, of course, coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Matt. 6:32 now. Top local stories. A Bozeman couple could each go to prison after they were caught having sex in a crowded children's pool at a local hot springs.
Now, it's a case that we did bring to you first on Monday when the woman appeared in court. Yesterday, 35-year-old Erin Miller was formally charged with indecent exposure in connection with that incident that happened on Friday. 5 witnesses saw Miller and a 33-year-old woman, Dawn Klein, having sexual intercourse approximately 10 feet from children in the pool before someone did call the sheriff's office. The incident was also recorded on surveillance video. Miller's bail was set at $5,000. Klein's bail also set at $5,000. Both are not allowed to go back to the hot springs. In other news, a bill to crack down on drunken driving in Montana caused quite the controversy last weekend when it was stuffed into another bill committee in a last-ditch attempt effort to get it passed.
But now the bill is dead. MTN's Mike Dennison has the update.
The bill sponsored by Republican Senator Keith Regier of Kalispell had been tabled by a House committee last Friday. But it briefly came back to life last Saturday as a Senate committee voted without a hearing to insert most of the DUI bill's contents into a different bill in hopes that bill could pass. But Regier told MTN News Tuesday that he decided to pull the measure in the wake of objections over the Saturday process. That means the proposal is dead for this legislature. The original bill had been developed by the Office of Republican Attorney General Tim Fox.
Senate Bill 65 included a number of important DUI reform provisions that were designed to address the fact that Montana, unfortunately, is a state that leads the nation in the number of DUI deaths and DUI-related deaths and DUIs in general per capita.
Those changes included allowing blood draws of first-time DUI suspects so they could be more assured of conviction and sent to treatment programs, higher fines for serial DUI offenders, and getting rid of laws that made it easier for people to drop DUI offenses from their record. Regier said Tuesday he's disappointed the bill ended up dying, but Fox said he and Regier have managed to pass other reforms in recent years, and Fox said he won't stop working on the issue.
My parting act as Attorney General in next year will be to propose agency bills which will have to be transmitted to the legislature before the end of the year. And a DUI bill, I can guarantee you, be one of those bills.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Now, Mike tells us the amended bill missed a transmittal deadline, can't be revived without a supermajority vote.
And Bozeman has finally hired its next affordable housing manager. Lauren Olson is a native of Bozeman. Olson was a mortgage banker and served on the Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce and Southwest Montana Building Industry Association. Olson also started last Friday. He'll have a lot on his plate. Community Development Director Marty Matson says without getting his position filled, the Affordable Action Plan would not have been able to move forward.
So this is great timing. We're ready to roll on the action plan, really get out there, start, getting the community involved in what they see as the needs for affordable housing and what we want to try to work on.
Now, Matson says with the help of Olson, hopefully the action plan will be finished at some point this fall.
Shift gears just a little bit. The school in Divide trying to get a special status to keep it open despite its low enrollment.
And the Divide School is about 20 miles south of Butte. It's asking the Butte Council of Commissioners to grant the school isolation status so it will keep receiving funds to keep it open. Now, the school only has 8 students. Isolation status means the area is too far for students to travel to other schools. Now, without the status, the residents of Divide would have to chip in to keep the school funded.
A lot of the residents here in Divide went to Divide School or have family that do, and so they've got some ownership with it and some pride in their school. And so I think even if we did not receive isolation status, they would back us up to keep us open, but we don't want to put that burden on them.
Now, Boyle is confident that the school will receive isolation status like it has in the past.
Well, in an exclusive interview with MTN News, Congressman Greg Gianforte says he's seriously considering a run for governor in 2020. Political insiders for months have speculated Gianforte may throw his hat into the ring. Current Governor Steve Bullock cannot run due to term limits. The second-term congressman lost to Bullock back in 2016. Congressman Gianforte told MTN that after receiving strong encouragement from the Montanans he meets throughout the state, he's considering running.
So it's a great honor to serve Montana. We love this state. We've raised our family here. On that particular question, I've been talking to people all over the state. I've been getting a lot of encouragement to run for governor. I have not made a final decision, but I'm seriously considering it.
Now, multiple Democrats have put their name in the running for Montana's lone House seat, which Gianforte currently occupies. No Republicans have announced plans to run for Congress.
And other Republican candidates to run for Montana governor in 2020 include State Senator Al Olszewski, an orthopedic surgeon from Kalispell. He announced he was running last week. 2 other Republican office holders, Attorney General Tim Fox and Secretary of State Corey Stapleton, announced earlier this year that they will be running for the seat. A Democratic candidate for governor in 2020 has yet to emerge.
Shifting gears now, in 2018, Gallatin County search and rescue crews responded to 101 calls.
MTN's Emma Hamilton has more on how to be prepared while enjoying the outdoors and this spring and summer.
Search and rescue calls this time of year the heavy pack season. And with this backpack here, I wouldn't get too far. You need your dry layer, your warm layer, along with your normal essential necessities. Items to make a fire, food, water, and a cell phone to be able to communicate out. This time of year is truly pretty tricky.
When you leave the trailhead, it could be bare and dry, but you're not going to be very long before you're post holing up to your knees in snow this time of year. So you have to be ready for that.
Jarrett says nature can always get in the way, no matter how in shape or experienced you may be.
During the winter, it's snowmobiles and skiers. Imagine that. During the summer, it's water and hikers. And it is not very spectacular in that the hikers are out doing really good stuff. The message is getting out and people are being prepared. It is typically slip, trip, and fall. And if you blow out your knee or break an ankle and you're in town, you can kind of hobble over to urgent care and get it taken care of. But when you're at 11,000 feet and 10 miles back, sometimes you need a little hand, and we're glad to come get you.
Jarrett says that the best way you can be prepared is to always know your terrain and never travel alone. Reporting in Bozeman, Emma Hamilton, MTN News.
Always
Plan
good.
ahead.
Yep. Always
Plan
good
ahead,
to hear
people.
a couple of tips like that.
Always good.
Get your head around it. It is time for a quick break, but